Okay, so in the first match today in the Rugby League World Cup, Lebanon were playing Jamaica to finish out their portion of the group stages. Lebanon have made it through to the quarterfinals. They will be playing Australia. Jamaica have bowed out. However, they did show some fight in the second half. The match was very interesting. Jamaica still obviously persisting with the short kickoffs and dropouts. They win the ball back, and they had the first 5 minutes of the game. Lebanon couldn't touch the ball. Lebanon was struggling to get out their half. They had to defend their line. And you're thinking Lebanon looked nervy. They looked unsure of themselves, a little bit off pace. Obviously, Dewey's at fullback, Moses and Rajeb in the halves. And Adam Dew, I don't know what his best position actually is as a player, having watched him in the NRL throughout his career. Is he a centre? Is he a fullback? Is he a halfback? But he played a bit of everything today in those three positions. However, the first proper time they actually get the ball, they blitz through the middle of the Jamaicans, and there's a 9-minute spell where Jamaica don't touch the ball at all. Mickey Tanaus scores his try on 6 minutes. Abbas Miski scores his first try on 9 minutes. El Zakhem scores his try on 12 minutes, and Reece Robinson scores his try on 15 minutes. There's this spell where the game is won by Lebanon. They literally, in a spell of about 9 minutes, win the game. Jamaica can't touch the ball. They're very soft down the middle. They were lacking intensity in defence. How much energy did they put into that game against New Zealand? But they were blitzed down the middle. Then Mitchell Moses has converted all these tries, by the way. Then the game loses a little bit of direction. The wind was playing havoc with the kicking game for both sides. It was impacting Jamaica's short dropouts and short kickoffs, which they have employed throughout this tournament. Lebanon were playing with the wind at their backs, so that's assisting them getting down the field with their kick game, their running game, receiving the ball higher up in their half. Then Rajeb gets his try. He's had a very good couple of games. He's a young Canterbury Bulldogs youngster who's coming through their system. He looks a very skillful player, and this may be giving the Canterbury Bulldogs coaching staff some food for thought going into next season with their halves combination and their backup halves combination. He's had a very good tournament so far. Sassi Pale scores his first try in 28 minutes, and so now again they're getting those repeat sets again. Jamaica aren't touching the ball again. And then Josh Mann scores his first try in 32 minutes, and he gets a hat-trick today. And he's without a club at the moment, having been released by the South Sydney Rabbitohs. He had a fantastic match. And again, this is where they're not touching the ball, Jamaica. There were two spells in this first half where they barely had any possession. Outside of that first 5 minutes, their intensity wasn't there. And then the first of two sin bins. Jamaica had a sin bin in the second half, which ultimately affected them. But Jackson Rame sin bin for a late tackle on Kieran Rush. Kieran Rush copped some rough treatment in this game with some late shots. That one was possibly the worst of the several late shots that he copped. It is also on report he may be suspended for the game against Australia. And so at half-time, they go in with 12 men. Jamaica 42-0 down at half-time. They just lacked that intensity after the first 5 minutes. If they scored early, that might change the outcome of the game somewhat with the scoreline. I don't think Jamaica would have won the game, but it would have made it a bit more interesting. Mitchell Moses does not play the second half. He is rested. Adam Dewey moves from fullback into the halves. Reece Robinson goes into fullback. There's a few combination changes there, and Dewey scores his try in 45 minutes. Adam Dewey slotting into that halves position. He's played there a lot for the West Tigers. But again, what is his best position? Is he a fullback? Is he a centre? Is he a halfback? He's a very versatile player. He hasn't fully nailed down the halfback role, the centre role, or the fullback role at South Sydney or at West Tigers. So it'll be interesting to see where his career goes in clubland. But he played very, very well in the second half. In fact, he dictated the play in the second half. Sassi Pale scores his second try in 55 minutes. This is following Jamaica going down to 12 players as well, and I will discuss the Jamaican tries at length. Tony Maroon scores his try in 59 minutes. Josh Mann scores his second try in 62 minutes. His hat-trick try is the best finish of the three, although one of them is an intercept. That's on 70 minutes, and Abbas Miski scores his second try on 80 minutes, and that's Adam Dewey with a chip ahead, another kick on, and that's probably the best try of the match. Now, Jamaica scored 2 tries of their own. Mo Agoro, that's pretty similar to one of Josh Mansour's tries. Play breaks down, Lebanon overplay, and he just runs the length of the field. He picks up the loose ball and just runs, and you're not going to stop him. He's a big, powerful winger. And Jordan Andrade, 67 minutes. It's a barge over try. Again, kick through, badly dealt with by Lebanon. So they'll be disappointed with conceding 12 points. Jamaica, I think, the second half, the structure of the play broke down. It was very scrappy, both sides knocking on the ball, misplaced passes, Lebanon overplaying, Jamaica overplaying, not keeping it simple, which sometimes works best. Very blustery conditions up in the Lee Sports Village. But Lebanon, I wasn't expecting Lebanon to put over 70 points on. Jamaica, I was expecting a better performance in the first half. The first 5 minutes they were brilliant, and then they just let the intensity drop off. Maybe their heads dropped a little bit. They didn't score that first try in the first half. Second half they were much better. They made it a scrappy contest, which suits them, but they didn't keep it simple at times. Lebanon, good run out. Jackson Rame may be sweating on a suspension there. He may miss the quarter final. It depends what the disciplinary committee has to say about that late hit. It was late, it was high, it was with force. I've seen red cards given for that, or send-offs, depending if you watch the Super League or the NRL, so that'll be interesting to see what discipline comes of that. Jamaica can hold their heads up high. They have been, they put the energy and effort in every game. They've scored in every game, and they've scored tries in back-to-back games. They're building the game. I mean, they've only got 5 teams in Jamaica that play the game, and so they're building the competition domestically. They had 5 amateur players in their squad. They've done particularly well. I think they actually played better against New Zealand than against Lebanon. I think their final was the New Zealand game. They played very well in that game. They really tested the Kiwis with their short dropouts. The weather conditions did not allow them to use that tool in their arsenal to disrupt the Lebanese. So that's a shame. But hey, they were unorthodox at times. A bit more orthodox in this game. But that first half performance, especially that between 6 and 15 minutes and between 23 and 40 minutes, where they just quite literally just were so soft down the middle, missing tackles, how much energy they expended in the previous game. Lebanon can be quite happy with their performance. They tried out some new combinations in the back line, which will be very interesting to see what lineup they put out against the Australians in the quarterfinal. And there could be a difficult game for the Aussies. I don't think the Aussies will be taking this Lebanese side lightly. They're highly motivated. They've got good fitness, good energy, sometimes a little bit over-aggressive, so the discipline is going to be crucial. But there we go. So Lebanon have battered Jamaica 74 points to 12, but Jamaica can hold their heads up high. Hey, they've scored points in every game and tries in 2, and to be fair, they're building the game. So thank you very much for watching. Place your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll have some more content for you very, very soon.